Hello to you, fellow being. Infinite Spiral here, and we're back again in Kerbal Space Program. So when we last left off, we had failed our rescue mission of shelling. We had failed to rescue shelling from orbit around the moon, but we did return with some science from around the moon and completed a contract to get some monies. So we still need to get that rescue mission done. We have that contract that we're sitting on, and we're going to go ahead and accept a second rescue mission from orbit around the moon. And so completing both of those will have a very nice payout, and right now we've already got, a very nice amount of money. Now, we could spend that here on research and development, which would be good, but right now we're limited to 100 points on any one research node, and we aren't yet to that point in the tiers. So these are all maxed out at 90. So we don't need to do that until we're starting to unlock things in this tier. I originally thought that that limit was on how much you could hold at any time or how much you could return from a mission, but past experiences have proven that that is not the case, so I'm pretty sure that it means that you can't spend more than 100 on anything. So, we are going to spend some, well, basically all of this. Number one, flight control. We don't really need any of these. The inline reaction wheel might be nice for, I don't know, some probes or something, or satellites. But we needed that so we could unlock this next level. We're not going to do this just yet. We'll get to that another time, because right now we are going to unlock heavy rocketry. And that is going to change the game quite a bit. So we're going to do that and fuel systems, so we get these larger fuel tanks and fuel transfer ducts. I don't know that we can actually use those effectively, or no, I think those will work. It's just manual transfers that we can't do yet without upgrading this R&D building. So we need those two. We're going to get advanced construction so we can sort of effectively attach the more heavy pieces and also do some more creative and interesting things with our ships. And for the fourth one, we're going to research landing, because we desperately need these larger landing struts, larger parachutes, and larger heat shields, and better landing gears, and all sorts of good stuff. So, we're down to 4.6 science. No problem. And the next thing we're going to do is, we did accept that contract, right? Yes. So we're going to upgrade our launch pad, because right now we have a maximum weight of 140 tons, and we already hit that once. And I don't like that, and this doesn't cost very much. So, maximum upgrade, fully upgraded. We no longer have any limits on vessel size or weight, at least on the launch pad. We still have a maximum of 255 parts per ship, and we don't have custom action groups yet. I still have to familiarize myself with action groups and how those work, but we'll have to get to that another day when it's really absolutely necessary. But this upgrade is significantly more expensive, and I don't think we're going to run into this 255 part limit very soon. Who knows? Things might get a little crazy. So, now that we've done all that, let's go ahead and build ourselves a brand new ship. Please. Yes. Lovely. For the rescue. Well, I do believe this thing is ready to test out. No idea whether this will work. These extra stages here on the outside with all the solid fuel of decreasing sizes was mostly just to bring the center of weight, or center of mass, and center of thrust together. That tends to make things a little more easily controlled. If the center of thrust is way down here and the center of mass is way up here, then it makes it a lot harder to turn the thing when it's trying to maneuver. This will make it slightly easier to control and rotate and do all that good stuff. And this will be my very first use of these super duper long solid boosters. I've never seen those before. I think those are a new addition, or I just didn't get that far before. We'll have to find out. I really don't know. But We are calling it the Chunk Rescuer because just look at that thing. It is a chunk. God damn. There's a lot of empty space in the middle of this thing. Probably could have filled that a little more effectively, thrown these closer in, but I think I'm okay with this. Hopefully it's stable. It could be that we need to throw a whole shitload of struts in this thing to really solidify it, but we're going to test it before we bother with that, just to find out. So I am going to finalize the staging, and I will see you on the launch pad. Alright, time to hope and pray. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, we're definitely not launching with everything all loose and bouncing about like that. Okay, that tells me plenty. I suppose we could just watch the explosion from a launch, but yeah, let's do it. Oh, that is fucking ridiculous. And it's not spinning apart. I really sort of expected it to. God, just look at that. Gorgeous. Oh my. There go the smallest ones. Oh my word. That was quite an explosion. Hope I didn't break anything. There go those. Holy crap, this thing is actually holding together. I am very surprised. And we're about to run out of these final solid boosters. Already a massive speed and probably a very high apoapsis. Oh yeah, plenty good. We could have started our gravity turn long ago. So we'll drop those. Oh, didn't mean to be throttled up there. Okay, well. I'm glad we tested it. I mean, obviously, if it wasn't spinning like that, it would have been a bit more efficient, but I can't believe it actually made it all the way up here. That's nuts. Well, let's start to get oriented towards our gravity turn. Now, we haven't unlocked RCS yet, so maneuvers in outer space in the vacuum, well, I mean, just maneuvers in general are going to be sort of difficult with this thing, slow at least. Until we unlock RCS ports so that we can, you know, have little jets shooting out from all over the place to accelerate our maneuverability. But we are already well into space and still approaching apoapsis, but I am just fine with starting our orbital burn. Gorgeous. Let's keep an eye on our liquid fuel situation. This is my first time using this, was it the Skipper? Yeah, first time using the Skipper ever since the many updates. I did use it previously, back in, what point? I don't even know what version of the pre-alpha. Not pre-alpha, but pre-release. The alpha build. That was back when the Moon and Minmus were the furthest celestial bodies that had any, you know, fully developed biomes. All the rest of the planets were just one enormous biome, so you took your science there and you had the science for the planet. It's not quite the same as landing on the Moon and Minmus, or even here on Kerbin, where there's just a whole bunch of different places you can go to explore and get different types of science and figure out all sorts of nifty things about the planet and how its ecosystems work together. Yes. So it looks like those moon orbits might be similar, and we've got orbit here. Fantastic. That's good enough. And I think we still have, yeah, decent amount of fuel, and I'm pretty sure fuel doesn't travel through this decoupler. So once this liquid fuel here is gone, I think this thing won't be able to burn anymore. I hope it doesn't start consuming fuel from this, because that would just be disastrous. This stage is mostly just to get us to the moon. I wasn't sure if it would be to get us to orbit and then the moon, or just orbit, but it looks like it's enough to get us to the moon. So, we are going to get this thing set up the right way. There it is. 119, and these guys are at... Let's focus on the moon for a moment. Oh, okay. So one is orbiting at 10 kilometers. That is a dangerous altitude. You can see just how close it gets to all the slight variations in the moon's elevation. Dangerous, but yes. So one at 500 kilometers, roughly, and one at 10. So we will try and get the outer one first. So let's get back over here to Kerbin. You just double click to change focus when you're, trying to move around this view. So we are at 119. Let's bring that out a bit. Yeah, you kind of have to balance between moving, changing the prograde and retrograde, and actually moving your approach node. Because if you just move the approach, it can move somewhat quickly, and if you just move retro or prograde, you're suddenly changing the time that you're going to be encountering the moon, and it can be too early or too late, and yeah, good stuff like that. But that is close. We're going to move just a tad bit further, and a tad bit retro. Oh, wrong direction, prograde. Just to fudge it closer and closer. That looks good. So that will be our maneuver, which is apparently a 30-second burn. And let us get to it. The moon is coming. Let's get back to the map screen just so we don't miss our encounter, because that would be a bad thing to do. Okay, so we're in our encounter with the moon, and we're going to burn retrograde when we get to the periapsis, or roughly a bit before then even. Didn't need to zoom in that much. Okay, so periapsis is close to there, so we're going to do a radial out, just to bring that closer to the edge of the orbit that we're targeting, and that is a negligible burn. We can go ahead and do that right here. So, gotta point this thing up at the radial out node. And burn. Good. Done. And our inclination is decently close. We'll have to fix it once we get the orbit. But for now, we just need to warp to the periapsis. And fuck me, I forgot again. How did I forget again that it's reverse orbit? I'm so dumb. Alright, well, we are going to burn retrograde. And I'm going to go ahead and say screw it, not fix the orbit, and actually do the rescue mission orbiting the wrong direction. Or at least give it a try and see if it's a possibility, because I think it can be done. Alright. Pretty close. A little bit more. Okay, that looks good. And we're going to do a radial in, which is groundward, just to bring this more in line with the target orbit. Alright, radial in, there it goes. Good. Looks very nice. Now we're going to set this as our target. And just to get an eye on our ascending and descending nodes. Yeah, they're off by about 180 degrees because of the direction of rotation. So we need to actually bring that to exactly 180 degrees. So we're off by 2.8 degrees right now. And we need to make our maneuver there. And it's going to be a normal maneuver, looks like. And that puts it at 179.7. Is that, yeah, that's too far. And 9.9. 9.9. 180 degrees, okay. So that will be our target when we get there. How much fuel do we have? Getting pretty low, but still decent for this stage. Definitely pleased with how this turned out. I wasn't totally certain that all that solid fuel would get us up into an orbit or up to high enough to establish the orbit, but they definitely did the job. So let us time warp to the maneuver node. All right, and this is another negligible burn, so we will do that now. We already passed it. Damn manual time warp. So we won't be exactly 180, but we'll be pretty damn close. So we kill that, just go check, and 179.8, yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so he's coming towards me, I'm heading towards him, or her, whichever the case may be. And when we get... yeah, we're just gonna sort of eyeball it because I can't trust these nodes. They want me to be on the correct alignment and everything, so it's not really built for what we're attempting here. Okay, so let's get a look at this. Can we focus there? No. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we need to radial in and basically try and line up our trajectory at the midway, the halfway point between us. I'm thinking that would be the best. God, what an odd sort of attempt to make. Okay, yep, that's decreasing. That's exactly what we want. So apparently we can trust these. Down, under. Alright. That looks like closest approach. Okay, yeah, because we need to burn anti-normal. So that's going to be towards the south pole of the moon. And that should get lined up. Come on. You can do it. Okay. Has our electricity? Just fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure that the solar panels were working, but they seem to be. So that will bring our intersection even closer together. Okay. Oh, even a little bit more, just to try and cross those lines. Okay, good. And it looks like we might need to... Yeah, we're going to radial out a little bit. And we're going to need to readjust that in the normal direction as we do so. Just to keep those lines sort of in an intersection. So roughly there is where we want to burn. And that brings us under 1 kilometer. And okay. So yeah, 1 kilometer looks like about the best we can do. Oh, half a kilometer there. Very nice. Okay, well, we are rapidly approaching it, so let's get out of this view. Keep an eye on what's happening. So, coming in from that direction. Shelling shipwreck. That is our target. We're not going to be doing any more maneuvers. We do still have a stable orbit, correct? Yes. That's all I was worried about. So with that, we're just going to wait till we're close enough and switch to shielding or shelling. And also, quick save. Just for safety. Alright, we're getting closer. Can we switch yet? No. Under 2 kilometers. Now we can switch. Okay. EVA. Get out. Go. Let go. Go. Oh my god, where'd you go? Nope, that direction. Okay. So we have to cancel out, like roughly 1,000 meters per second of relative velocity, I think. So once that number stops growing, then we'll at least have reached the target velocity. It's a slow process for sure, but it can be done. I promise you. Oh, okay. Looks like we have canceled our orbit, so now we are in sort of a free fall towards the moon, but we're still accelerating. Oh, we should have started this so much sooner. Oh, we couldn't though. We couldn't switch to control shielding until we were within 2 kilometers, so we're doing the best we can. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm gonna check the map screen and just see. Yeah, we're still on a collision course. If we can get just an orbit established, then I'll be okay leaving that, or yeah, leaving her in that orbit and then just going back to the ship and rendezvousing with her as she orbits without her capsule. So that's kind of why I'm not burning directly towards the ship so much. And actually, I was burning more in the wrong direction than anything. Are we still drifting? Which direction are we? Oh god, look at that. Okay, yeah, so we're heading up this way still. We haven't even fully canceled our momentum. Okay, where is the moon? There we go. That'll help to orient us. So moon is there. We need to go that way. That would be easier if we were to rotate the camera a bit. Can we change camera? Nope, nope. Alright, well, that's enough fucking around. This might be doomed. We might not have actually had enough propellant to... Oh, how did we save her? I guess just by controlling her it counts as saving her. That's ridiculous. I'm still assuming it's a her. Nope, nope, Shelling is a guy. Okay. It's hard to tell with these random names. Yeah, this is not looking super pretty. Oh, okay. We almost have an orbit. There, we've got an orbit. Okay, and we need to be going that direction. I think. So let's just take a look at things. Yes, yes, we do need to be going in that direction. Damn it, stop it. Are we approaching the apoapsis, or are we still traveling in that direction? Let's get a little bit of a time warp just to... Okay, yeah, we're still going that way. Fuck. I think we got turned around at some point and burned in the wrong direction, because there's no way we could have re-established our orbit in this direction without fucking up. So, yeah, that's the way we need to be going. And we're very, very low on propellant. Yep, going for the quick load. Okay. So, we need to get under 2 kilometers here, and we will switch to shelling immediately. There. Okay. EVA now. Let go. Zoom! RCS. And go straight in that direction. Now, we definitely can't catch back up. It's just too much of a difference since we can't switch to shelling without being within 2 kilometers. But what we can do, or at least attempt to do, is, let's just check on things. Okay, so yeah, make sure we're going in the right direction. Just basically reverse our orbit with Shelling's propellant. Not all of it, we do need to reserve a little bit for the rescue, but enough to get an actual orbit. Okay, so now we're falling towards the planet. That's why the camera changed like that, because we are in free fall. So we just keep on propelling ourselves that away. And if all works out, as I hope it does... Yeah, don't give me that specialized view, so that direction, not straight towards the ship. Basically, let's see. We'll use these 2 stars to judge. Yeah, so there's this triangle here, and we need to be roughly on that line at that point between them. So, ooh, there's that, and it's rotated, so there's the 3 stars, and that is the point we need to aim at. Yeah, it's rotated 90 degrees. We were looking at this triangle at the top and this on the bottom right before. A little bit of mental geometry. I hope I'm not doing it wrong. But that seemed like roughly where we need to be pointing. So we keep burning. I mean, it's not really burning, we're just expelling gas. Sort of like Fart Man. Or no, Booger Man. Booger Man. Booger Man propelled himself with farts. So it's an old Genesis game, and I think it was on Super Nintendo also. Weird game. But let's just take a look at the map and see what our orbit is doing. Okay. I think we're still going that way. Yeah, we're still leaving the apoapsis, but we're in the process of fixing it. So, let's see that. Yeah, we're still pointed the right way. That's good. Slight correction. And continue to propel. I suppose I could just zoom way, way out to get a better look at things, too. There's our shipwreck that we're propelling ourselves away from. And the ship we're trying to get to as it zooms further and further away. But soon enough, we should get that orbit established. We'll know that it happened when the camera shifts. Please? We can't afford too much propellant here. Let's take a look at the map. Okay. We seem to have reversed it, so we're still going in that direction. Oh, man, it's hard to tell. So we need to be going basically right there. Okay, so we need to identify this constellation. So we've got that inverted triangle and that star right in the center of it. No, that's not where we need. Basically right in that direction. So roughly there. Oh, where is that inverted triangle? Okay, there I think is the inverted triangle, so that means we need to be going about there, maybe? Let's make sure. Yeah, so there's those 3 stars and that point. Those 3 stars and that point. So yeah, it rotates 90 degrees to the left when we get there. And it was... fuck, where did we need to aim within it? Right there. Okay, so on the midline of the middle star and the point. Okay. What a weird sort of navigation we're giving, but that's the point we're aiming at. Makes you wonder if this is how they had to deal with the stars in the old days, navigating by stars on ships out in the ocean and such. Now I'm in the Star Ocean. That's a series of games I never really played. Oh, orbit! Beautiful. Just a little more in that direction just to secure the orbit. Okay, so that's an orbit with a 43-kilometer periapsis. I can live with this. Okay.